Assalamu alaikum. Good morning and good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you all on behalf of Sir Syed Global Scholar Award. I warmly welcome you all and extend my heartfelt gratitude for joining us on this very special occasion. I want to kindly remind everyone that SSGSA is not just a scholarship, it is a mission that to create a global AMU footprint, something we are all incredibly proud to be part of. I became the part of Syed Global Scholar Award in 2016 as a beneficiary, and now leading this organization has been incredibly rewarding experience. We have a very special guest on this very special occasion with us today. You will all hear his experiences and he will share his rewarding experience. So I now invite Ali Rizvi Bhai to briefly tell us about this mission and about its impact and how we have been doing so far in so many years. Ali Rizvi Bhai.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum everyone, and thank you, Sajad, and thank you, Sachin, for putting this today's launch program together. And thanks to our dear Registrar Sahab, Imran Sahab, to join us to help us launch this today. Let's talk about the program that we are talking about today. This was basically founded by four of us, Dr. Syed, who is currently in Kashmir, but was in Boston earlier. Dr. Rehan Baqri, who is in Boston right now, myself, and I'm also based in Boston, and Dr. Saif Sheikh, who's based in Chicago. He couldn't join because of certain reasons, and so also Syed couldn't join from Kashmir. We have been running this program for the past, since 2006, so about 19 years now, and it has been very kind of our advisors, our many alumni associations across the world, our donors, our supporters, volunteers, and of course, students from AMU. And we have, over the years, been consistent with our programs and helped as many as possible in our given resources. The picture you see on the screen is of a meeting we had probably, I think, in 2000 and maybe 11 or 12. This was in Chicago, and there is Saif Sheikh. Then there is next to it is, I think I am there, and then Rehan is there, and Mohsen is there, and then some other people are there. What does SSGSA do? SSGSA basically, with the help of our advisors, our mentors, we run a personalized one-to-one mentorship program for higher education abroad, not necessarily America, but across the world. Wherever scholars want to go, we help them achieve their desired objective. We also provide financial help and support to the applicants who are selected in the program. And in the last 19 years, over the last so many application cycles, we have placed about 165 scholars into choices that they preferred in about 21 countries. This program also is unique in a way that the program is run year by year by awardees themselves who have benefited from the program in the past years. So currently also the current chairs today are, for this year, were Saddad Sheikh and Sachin Gupta, and both themselves have been awardees or beneficiaries of the program. So it is basically run by those who themselves benefited from the program. Next slide, please. Can you go? Yeah. So this just gives you an overview about where our scholars are placed from Aligarh into how many countries and universities, 110 universities. It shows 10, but it's like 110 universities that you are around the world in which our people are placed. And these scholars keep on adding their names every year. And sometimes we are short on putting their names or the numbers in front of you. But as of now, we are a proud, large family of 165 scholars already placed in different universities. This gives you an idea as to the mentorship program doesn't end with you getting admission into an academic university or setting, but beyond that, this gives you a view of how many of our scholars have been placed in the world's leading institutions, or even into not only in America, but across the world. These are universities and colleges and institutes. You can see from Michigan to Boston to New York to Malaysia. The list is, as I told you, 21 countries of the world. We are all there spreading the love from AMU and working towards making lives of our scholars and their families and community at large much better for themselves. Next one. Yeah, this gives you, for example, after the mentorship program and people join jobs, these are some companies that we can show you where our scholars are currently working, from Microsoft to CERN in Europe, to Autodesk, to P&G, Adobe, Oracle, Intel, and the list goes on. And these are world's premier places to work and be employed. And so we are proud that scholars excel themselves not only in the academics, but also go into working for these companies and create a branding for the organization as well as for the university, the Aligarh Muslim University. These two graphs show you basically how competitive the program is. It's not easy to get into SSGSA. Well, it's not nearly as difficult as getting a Nobel Prize, but we are on the same, I think, trajectory right now. But the first chart shows you the applications that we received over the years and the awardees that we had. So, for example, you will see we had X number of applications in the very first year, and we had only a few scholars who we were able to place because we were new ourselves. But over the years, you will see it has grown to many applicants who seriously apply to the program. And these are the best and the brightest of AMU students who apply with very high commitment in seeking higher education overseas. On the right side, what you see is the chart shows you the applications and the admits that people have. So you see, for example, we only have showcasing 3 past years. In 2022, we had more admits, but less scholars who joined. And last year, 2023 cycle, we had all the scholars who were selected, were able to join their respective universities. And last year we had some people who sort of got admissions, but did not join the universities because of various reasons, could be personal reasons or other reasons, but they could not join. But we have a very good success rate. And as you can see from the note below also on this screen, it says that there were many who got more than 2 admits in different universities. So they had a choice to make where they wanted to go finally. How does SSGSA work after the selection? First of all, you'll see on these 4 aspects I'll talk about is one-on-one mentoring, networking, financial help assistance, and application support. Under one-on-one mentoring, what we do is we personalize our plan to suit that particular mentee. And so the mentees are allocated with a mentor, a senior mentor, and a junior mentor, somebody who has been in the system for a long time and somebody who has been recently in the program. So they can bring different levels of experience and support to the mentee. The mentors help and work with the mentee to ensure their monthly progress, how good they are doing, how well is the progress happening. They are also then asked to take these standardized tests, and those also give us an indication as to how the student is progressing in his preparation for applying to universities. Based upon this, we also help the student ascertain as to what universities are good for them in their bracket, in their test scores. And we also offer many other answers that come to young, brilliant mind when seeking to apply to foreign universities. So there are many questions which come across, and each one's situation is unique, and we help them to answer those questions as well. Under networking, we introduce our scholars to the family and friends in universities and towns. So when you reach a university, you're not alone by yourself. You have somebody who is aligned or associated with SSGSA, a family, a friend, a group of students out there who would help you in settling in that university, in that setting that you are in. So you're not alone. We have not left you, but we are still holding your hands while you are settling down in a program of your choice where you have been selected. We also help beyond the initial admission when you're looking for internships and job opportunities through our existing network of friends and those we know in the industry, in academia. We help our scholars find internships and jobs as and when possible. In terms of the financial assistance, what we give is the program covers for all awardees who are selected. We cover expenses for their tests like GRE or GMAT or TOEFL or IELTS. And we don't pay them the money, but we cover the expenses. So once the students get admitted and they apply for these tests, they send us the credentials, and we in America pay for their application, for their fees. We also pay for each awardee's university application fees, and this is limited to 5 universities. So, for example, you apply to 8 universities, we will only pay for the 5 universities, and the remaining, if you want to pursue, you are free to use your own resources. But I guess for the 5 applications, we provide complete payment. And again, the same way, no money changes hands, but you send us your credentials and we pay for the application fees to the universities. In terms of support, and this is the most crucial part of it as well, we provide, once you get selected, we provide you complete preparation materials for these tests. So it's not that you are left out to prepare for GRE or GMAT or TOEFL, but we give you a subscription to a program where you are able to prepare for this test. And as you're preparing for these sample tests, we or your mentor is able to see as to who is progressing and at what speed you're progressing. If you're not progressing well, if you have difficulties, your mentor will help you in that. We also help each and every scholar who gets selected in reviewing their application and helping them finalize their application materials. For example, their resume, the COE, the SOPs, application essays, and they are unique to each individual student. So we don't write for you, but we help you, we guide you in the right direction, and so you come out the best. As you will notice in the financial support that we provide, this is available for only 1 year. So for example, if you get selected for this year, that financial support will be given to you for that 1 year program only. I mean, for the 1 year only, not for more than 2 years, unless there are some situations that deem it necessary. Next slide. And now, thank you for listening to the brief overview of the program. And I pass it back on to Syed Sheikh for furthering the discussion here. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Bye. Now I would like to invite Rehan Bhai to introduce our guest speaker today. Rehan Bhai.
Absolutely. Mohammad Shukriya. Thank you so much, Ali Bhai, for a wonderful overview of this program. I think my job is very easy because I have the pleasure and the distinct honor of introducing someone that almost every AMU student knows very well, every alumni knows very well, and most of us are very, very familiar with his illustrious career, professional journey. So what I'm going to do is, Mohammad Shukriya, thank you so much, Mohammad Imran. Thank you for your time. Thank you for agreeing to come and speak to some of our students and potential scholars who are looking to set up on a journey that may potentially define not just the trajectories of their careers and their lives, but really transcend into what happens downstream to their families, to our communities, to our nation. And so really appreciate your commitment to the cause of higher education and, of course, your passion for Aligarh Muslim University. I think a few words I do want to share with those group of people today is Mohammad Imran Saab comes from a very distinguished family, and I have a lot of respect and affection for his family, but that is for another time. But what I really want to call our attention to is many people might not know that, from his background, even his education days, he came from a background in English literature and then went on to get a master's in international business management before he decided to pursue civil services. And many of you might just think, dismiss that as, oh, okay, that happens, humanities, social sciences, and a lot of people come over from arts into civil services. But what I really, really want to say is, if only we can model our careers, our aspirations, our ambitions on people like Mohammad Imran Sahab, because what you see is you could be doing an undergraduate degree in anything. You could be doing an undergraduate degree in physics or chemistry or English or history. What really matters is where does it take you, and how much impact that happens is when you actually get into whatever you're doing, whatever you're studying, with passion, with diligence, and really, really being excellent at what you do. And that is what our registrar, Mohammad Imran Sahab, has exemplified through his career and through his commitments and passion to AMU. And I would love for him to come and speak to this group of students and share his experiences and words of encouragement. Mohammad Imran Sahab, over to you, please.
Good evening and Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Rehan Baqri Saab. On another platform, I would have said Rehan Bhai, but considering the formality of this occasion, thank you for being, unjustly kind to me. Thank you to the Sir Syed Education Society of North America for having given me this opportunity. I'm sort of filling in for the Vice Chancellor, but I'll take this opportunity and be thankful for it anyways, because it's going to be very delightful to be able to share this evening with a group of almost compulsively good alumni who do this out of the compulsion of the good natures. Everybody that you see on screen has achieved a lot in their lives. But what sets them apart is that they've come to give back to AMU, like a lot of other people do. And that is inherently what makes AMU slightly different from other institutions. Some of these institutions are those that we are gathered here today to aspire towards and to target. And when Rehan Bhai first got in touch to, request me to say a few words, it took me back to a semi-uncomfortable phase of my life. And I'll just briefly share, because I've gone through this process myself. So I was studying in Singapore, and I remember having taken my SATs at the American school in Singapore. Didn't do too bad on them. I got through Yale, LSE, and Balliol. But for some reason, I decided to take up engineering at NTU in Singapore. They were offering a handsome scholarship and all kinds of support. Didn't manage to finish that course, but those acceptance letters have stayed with me. LSE held my admission for a year too. They were kind enough to do that. I don't regret any of what followed after that, but I would say that those were pre-internet days, and then you pretty much had to rely on going to the library and reading up on brochures and talking to people who had gone through. So it is wonderful to have a set of good Samaritans who are here to handhold. We saw a slide that had the 4 things that the society does, and the financial part of it is only 1/4 of it. So I'll come to that subsequently. To the students that are here, why is this important for you? Why should you consider applying for this? The answer is to be found in what do you want to do with your life. If you want to challenge yourself, if you want to test the limits of what you can do, if you want to be among people that constantly motivate you and make you uncomfortable in going beyond your comfort zone, then consider studying at one of the best institutions that is there. If you look at the Times Higher Education rankings for 2024, out of the top 10 institutions, each of them is either in North America or in the UK. And then as you broaden it, we go to other institutions as well. So you know why people prefer to go to these institutions. They distinctly have a very strong uh, teaching faculty. Several of them could be Nobel laureates or thought and practice leaders in the field. The student cohort is very talented and diverse. They have a culture of questioning the first principles. They thrive on giving that space to the students to explore themselves. They've got great infrastructure, labs and libraries and so on. They are strongly interdisciplinary. They let you in some ways curate the course to your own specific needs. But one thing that they'll not do is that they'll not let you have it easy. Everybody who's here on screen has gone through that process, and it is that benchmarking which makes these institutions gateways into, as Rehan Bhai said, your contribution to your community, your contribution to solving the problems that the world faces, your contribution to thinking extremely big. It'll give you that confidence that you have the tools necessary when you pass out to handle any problem in your required field. So if you want that, then I think this is a great platform, and this is the first of several steps, but it is a very important step. It is a step that lets you dream. A lot of times when we want to apply, we realize that there are two constraints. Initially, they're not really constraints, but since the application process is very different from the admission process that we have here in India, so it is something that you'll have to read up a lot on, and you'll have to watch a lot of maybe YouTube videos and go to a lot of websites and definitely consult the pages of these universities. So the team that is here will help you. You know, they have several years of expertise, and as we saw the bar charts with wonderful results. So we can benefit from their understanding of the process, and you'll not be making the mistakes that you ought not to be making. So you'll have a lot of things recommending you. However, it is important that every process that you go through, you should try to ace it. So the margin of error is very little. If you look at the application to acceptance ratio of some of these top institutions, it'll tell you that you need to be on point every time. So that is one. The other thing is, when you want to apply, then you have to take your GREs or GMATs. Some institutions might have opted out of them, but by and large, and then you write your English proficiency tests. Some people even sign up to consultancy services in order to have their essays or personal statements or technical writing vetted. All of this costs money. So the initial financial hurdle could be there, especially for a lot of students at AMU. And it is such a wonderful thing. I'd like to commend Rizvi Saab and Sajjad Saab and Sachin Saab and Rehan Bhai and everybody else, all the donors and all the volunteers and everybody who so generously partakes of their time initially and primarily and a little bit of the resources because they want to see you succeed. They want you to they're invested in your future through the common bond of being colleagues, and they'll be co-applicants in a way. They'll handhold you through this process. Mentoring and one-on-one from people who have a lot of idea about this, who themselves have gone to these places, who have guided others. Trust me, if you want to have one takeaway from this, you are fortunate to have somebody come to your doorstep and say, we want to give this to you. Take it with both hands. Remember that the individual that you have become, that you've been, that you have groomed yourself to be to this point of time needs a little bit of refinement, needs that little bit of direction, and the team here is more than willing to do that. I'm hugely indebted on behalf of Aligarh Muslim University, but also because I understand the challenges of this process in some way, and I'm really thankful. And as I've said earlier, if you look at global leaders and if you open their Wikipedia pages or go to their resumes, more often than not, you'll find a great institution listed there. So if you work backwards, you are here, but you want to be elsewhere. Look at people who are already elsewhere, and you look back. So, for example, in India, they would probably have gone to an IIT, done their undergrad here, and then gone to the US for the graduate program, and then moved on further for either a postdoctoral or for a managerial program at another really challenging institution. And when they do that, then they've already benchmarked themselves. They know what is the best in the world doing at this stage. They have spoken to the best. They have worked with the best. Uh, and I'm sure everybody who has joined in there is capable enough, has all the talent there, needs a little bit of guidance. So in a very reductive way, I would say, when you pass through one of these institutions, you become a brand, and that stays on your CV. That is your one word introduction. If you go to Twitter bios, somebody would say ex Chevening or ex MIT or has been there. But if you really look at it, then it is the only way, or one of the proven ways to do justice to your capability as a human being, and that is the larger objective of why we are here. You will contribute to making lives better for other people, but before that you must go through a grilling process, and the start of that process would be applying for the Syed Global Scholar Award. That small selection ratio that was shown there, which obviously has become more competitive over the years, will give you that first confidence to then apply and go through a college process, and from there on you'll find some way. There will be a way to look for scholarships and studentships and bursaries and working on campus. You'll come out with a combination of some of these and maybe some personal contribution, and you'll get there. But that process will let you grow. Once you apply to a top tier college or institution or university and you get through, it changes you as a person. You may choose not to go even. You may choose not to take it up, but trust me, you would have unlocked areas of your personality. You would have delved into aspects of your potential that will serve you in good stead in whatever you do. So my earnest request to all of you would be to take part in the application process, spread that word among your friends, and also do a lot of reading. You'll be getting a lot of one-on-one time with the mentors. Spread things out on a table, write everything, carry a small diary or use a notebook in your phone. You are a unique person, and universities want to know how they fit into your educational trajectory, where you're coming from, why is it that you want to go there, what is that unique thing that you bring to the table, how do you prove that you're worthy of, what are the pre-steps that you have taken, of which the university is going to be that next link. So in a way, a university application process is also a time to reflect on your educational and life journey so far. And if you think that there is something that needs to be done in terms of building up that profile of yours, then now is the time. So I'll also request the team of Syed Education Society of North America, if you ever happen to be around AMU, we'd love to host you, and we'd love to request you on behalf of the university, request you to have an offline session one-on-one, and especially speak to the first and second year students, because now they have the time to target internships and projects and community service, and trying to do all the right things that will build their resume, and to go through that experience cycle, which will let them put something on their personal essays or the statements of purposes, which will make them a strong contender among the hundreds of applicants that vie for every seat. And in essence, everybody knows that they need to stand out. But what is that thing? Have you built a company? Have you tried and failed? Did you tackle a pressing problem in your community? Did you bring together people? Do you have skills that are required for leadership? And what are the things that you should be doing from the first year itself? Because sometimes when one gets to the third or fourth year, it is almost fait accompli. You have done pretty much what you had to do. So catching them young is also important. There would definitely be students. So maybe a brochure or a soft copy of a document, but certainly interactive sessions where we tell students that if you want to do this, these are the patterns or these are the structures of those people who have made it. And in this context of Aligarh and AMU, this is what you can start doing, and reflect on it every 6 months or a year. Have a tracker, come back and see if you've done well. If you want to ace your GREs or GMAT, start working on these aspects and so on. So I've already spoken a lot, but I'm really thankful to the entire team, and I'm really confident in the ability of our students to make the most of the great opportunity that they're being offered by the Syed Education Society through the Syed Global Scholar Award. This is going to probably be the start of a day that you look back on and say that this was a great intervention, and remember that you're part of a chain. So things that have been done for the last 10, 15, 16 years, people who are mentoring you had gone through that same stage of uncertainty, and trying to make sense out of a lot of a lot of things that appear to be overwhelming at first. And one day you'll be there, either in academics or in the corporate world, uh, doing great, and you look back and you'll say, I got the right guidance at the right time, and maybe in some way I need to give it back. And that is pretty much what defines AMU. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share my thoughts and my extreme appreciation. I tip my hat off to the selfless team that is there, that has taken time out. They're busy with their own things. They are leaders in their own domain, and yet they're more concerned than you are in some way, because they don't want you to be left behind, and they want to see you in all the places that you deserve to be in. I'll repeat this: you deserve to be in those places that will be named today and in the next month or so. Imagine yourself, a lot of the present day is about uh, visualization and things like that. So visualize yourself, sitting in a classroom. Visualize yourself acing something at Stanford or Yale or UPenn or Cornell, and you will get there. I have not an iota of doubt, because AMU is built on hard work. AMU is built on earnestness. AMU is built on expanding capabilities. What it does with so little is astonishing in its own way. And the next step of that would be you going through, making the most of this process, and doing great things for yourself, for your family, for your communities, for AMU, and for the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for
incredible words. Thank you so much. Over to you, Syed.
Thank you very much, Mohammad Imran Saab, for sharing your wisdom and experience with us. So I'll share. I'll show the. Can you see the screen about application?
No, not right now. Yeah.
Let me just do one thing. Okay. You can see the screen, right? Okay.
Yes, we can. Yeah.
So I'll take the liberty, with the permission of our chief guest, Mohammad Imran Saab, to inform you that our application for 2025 is open now. On the screen, it shows here, it's not yet, but in India, it is open. So the time difference shows that, because of the time difference, it shows that it's not open yet. So I, again, congratulate you for all, and the application is open. So please submit your applications as soon as possible. So I would like to invite Sachin Gupta, our co-chair, to say a word of thanks to our guest speaker today.
Thank you, Sajjad bhai. It's really my privilege to give word of thanks to Imran Saab for taking out time from his busy schedule today. It's like a really late evening back in India, but he still, takes his time. That shows how passionate and motivated he is towards AMU. His words really reminds me of my own days when I used to go to, Kennedy, or different places to listen to those talks to get inspired. So thank you, sir. Thank you for really your inspiring word. It really takes me to my old days back, almost 8-9 years back. So thank you very much, and thank you for sharing your personal stories about applying to Singapore and different schools. It's really motivating, and all your journeys to join civil services. And I would also like to really thank you for appreciating SSGSA, and also to invite us there to do like in-person events. That's really in our list, and we really would love to do that whenever we get time, and that things schedule permits. So thank you again, and thank you for joining today, and we would love to work together. If you think that we can do anything for Aligarh or AMU, please feel free to let us know. We are always here. So thank you very much. Thank you for really joining. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sachin. Now I would like to invite our application team leader, Mr. Faraz Badr, to give us a brief overview about how the application process will work.
Thank you, Sajad Bhai, and Assalamu alaikum to everyone. My name is Faraz. I was a 2019 SSGSA scholar, and today I'll be going over the application process for SSGSA this year. Feel free to add any questions to the chat, and we will have some time to answer some of your questions at the end as well. So let's get started. So to apply for the SSGSA award, we do have an eligibility criteria. You must have completed or be enrolled in at least one degree from AMU. So it could be any degree, but you should have completed or be enrolled in one of them. We also do require that you must be currently registered in the final or penultimate year of your 4-year bachelor's program. And of course, if you've already graduated, you are eligible as well. The other case is, of course, if you have completed a 3 years bachelor's program, then we do require that you complete that 4-year mark, because by having a master's program as well, because universities abroad, especially in the US, they do require at least 4 years of education before applying to their grad schools. And finally, if you do wish to apply for a master's or PhD program in a university abroad, then you must do it this year. So that is like the eligibility criteria that we have. Some example cases, for example, are, suppose if you are in the 3rd or 4th year of your undergraduate degree program, such as BTech or BE, if you are part of something like BArch, for example, then okay, you must be in your 4th or 5th year of your program. And of course, if you're a part of a 3 years bachelor's program, then you should at least be enrolled in a master's program after that. So now if we go to the next slide, we can see the entire overview of how our application process works. So it starts off with an online application where you apply through the SSGSA website. And we have just seen the application portal. So the portal is open. You can start filling that out with your personal information, relevant documents, and some essay questions that are there as a part of our online application. Then once you've submitted your application, we go through a comprehensive application review phase. The applications are reviewed by a panel of experts independently, and we select the top 5 or 10% of those who are invited to an interview. So from your applications that you've submitted, we'll select the best ones, and then we'll invite you for an interview. And in the interview, we will have a panelist of professors, SSGSA's senior executive team members and senior scholars, and they will basically interview you based on your academic background and your motivation to apply abroad, and also a little bit about your potential to give back for the community. So the results for the SSGSA will be announced after the interview sometime in May. And we would be awarding around 25 provisional awards, of course, subject to how many funds we have available as well. But we hope that we award these 25 SSGSA awards this year. Now, going on to the next slide, we have an overview of the online application process that you would be filling out in the SSGSA application portal. We've designed the application portal in such a way that it is very close to how an actual grad school application process might look like for a university abroad. So there are several steps to it, but just to go over them briefly, you start off by entering your personal information and some information about your academic background, your transcripts, your GPA, And all of these are very important as a part of your graduate school application as well. So these do give us a good idea about your potential to apply to graduate school programs abroad. In the next steps, we ask you to describe your research experience or any work experience, any poster or workshop experience. And it's not necessary that you should have all of these experiences, but some insight into what sort of different things that you have done or what sort of different experiences you've had over your undergraduate career are really important and help us assess your potential for grad schools abroad, because this is exactly the sort of thing which the universities abroad are also looking at, your previous experiences and how you've made small contributions over the years. In step 6, we ask you to describe a little bit of the other curricular activities that you might have been a part of. In step 7, extracurricular activities are asked about, and these are important as well because the entire structure of applications abroad is that they look at a holistic overview of your profile. So even your involvement in sports, in student organizations, clubs, these are all very important, and they do they do have some weight in your application. In step 8, we have a couple of essay questions, and you can of course check those essay questions as you move on in our application, but these questions are meant to assess your motivation for applying abroad, as well as your motivation to pursue higher studies. And they do ask also a little bit about your own experiences and how they've contributed or shaped your journey towards where you are right now, where you are at a crossroads of where you want to apply in the future. So these essay questions they're rather short, but they do give a good insight into your thinking and your experiences and how they've shaped you over the years. And so finally, if there's any other information that we've not covered, you can feel free to add that to the application as well. And step 10 is to review and submit. So that gives a overall comprehensive view of the application process. Now, some important points to consider while you're applying are that we do want to emphasize that you should try to highlight your relevant achievements as much as possible. You might have many achievements, but there might be some which are more important than others. So try to highlight the most relevant ones and try to submit documents that help support those achievements as well. So because things like transcripts, certificates, even like some results that you might have had, some presentations that you might have given, some sort of reports that you might have made. Those are important things which show your work that you have done over the years and do say a little bit about your experience that you've gained over the years. So those are important things to add to your application. Your essays should be personalized, and that's very important. We do want to hear what you say, not what some AI says. So we do discourage the use of AI tools for writing your essays. And as you would find, those essays do really touch on personal topics. So we do encourage you to write them in a personalized and heartfelt way, I guess. We do have a strict no tolerance on plagiarism and any incorrect information in your application. So if we do find any sort of plagiarism or any incorrect information, we do have cause to disqualify an application based on that. So please be mindful of that. And also finally, use a working email address and a working phone number. It could be any email address that you check regularly, and it is whatever professional email address that you use, because that's going to be the primary mode of communication that we have. And it's also good to use a working phone numbers, just in case we want to, contact you and have efficient communication directly. Then if you move on to the next slide, I do want to update everyone on some updated policies and procedures that have come into effect starting this year. Namely, the validity of the award starting this year on would be for only 1 year. So starting from May 2025 to May 2026. And how our process is going to look like from this year on is that when we do give the awards, they would be provisional selections. That is to say, that over the summer, you would have a chance to work on your applications, work with your mentors, and get started on preparations for these standardized exams. And so after that 3 or 4 months of the summer, that is honestly the only time that a student actually gets to actually prepare for these applications, which are due later that fall. So we do have a comprehensive review this year onwards, where after the 3 or 4 months of the summer, we will have a comprehensive review that will consist of a sort of a concrete application plan that you have made with your SSGSA mentors. Of course, we do offer help with that through our mentors, and regular and effective communication with your SSGSA mentors would be instrumental in helping you, making full use of that summer where you would be applying or where you would be preparing for your applications for that year. And we will also be organizing certain workshops to help you with certain aspects of your application as well, like SOP writing, drafting your CV and resume, how to select those universities. And so participation in those workshops would be very helpful, and it's highly encouraged that you do so. So only after you've completed those, only after we've had that comprehensive review would we be actually, giving you that financial support of, paying for your GRE or TOEFL or the university application fees. So it's very important to make use of that chunk of time that you get at the start during your summer. And finally, the last point that we do want to add is that awardees are prohibited from participating or benefiting from any other similar SSGSA type award programs. Now the landscape has become such that there are so many different award programs, and everyone really wants to help you get the best career outcome as possible. So we do request that you be fair and be equitable by going with only one program and not being a part of another program. If you can offer that seat for someone else, if you're part of another program, that would be very fair for everyone involved as well. So that brings me to the end of the application process for this, the overview of the application process. And if you had any questions, I'm sure you've put them in the chat, and we'll be covering them very soon. So thank you very much, and I'll hand it back to Sajad Bhai.
Thank you, Faraz Bhai, for giving us the overview of the application process. So over here, I just want to also highlight that we have different platforms that you can reach to us in case you want to discuss anything. So most preferable communication with SSGSA would be the email that we use, and where you can get a response as soon as possible. So please feel free to reach out to us on contact@ssgsa.us. And for specific application questions, please reach out to us on application.ssgsa@gmail.com. So I'll open the floor now